Still on mute.
No, you're definitely not on mute. Hi, my name's John Taylor. That's my friend Chris Ford, aka the Objective Geek of YouTube and Twitter. Chris, it's the holiday season, presumably when we post this, and life is busy and stuff is crazy, so we're gonna squeeze in a few little small filler episodes,
We're gonna
and we hope
squeeze the crap out of everything. We
we
only have 13 as of this recording. We only have 13 more episodes of Legend of Korra to review.
we're gonna squeeze every damn drop of juice out of this we can. But also, we hope that hey, stop listening to our podcast and go do holiday things with whoever you spend your holiday time with. But also, still listen to this podcast, please.
Go up to your parents and hug them randomly. Like don't like sneak hug them
Right now, when they're
or your
asleep or something,
siblings,
that's messed up.
and then they will surprisingly enjoy it.
I Yeah, I don't see my parents ever really turning down a hug unless they're eating or sleeping. I could see that being down the totem pole a little bit. But in the meantime, we are going to do just, oh, Chris, I know what you're looking at. It's because I had a title on the slide that was supposed to be, What If Suyin Was Evil? Okay, so y'all just ignore this title up here. We're talking about Suyin. Just going to cover it up with my picture right there. Boom. I'll fix that in a second. But, Chris, I gave away the thing. The title
That's
of this
okay.
is
The
What
thumbnail,
If
I'm sure, gave away the thing.
what if Suyin was evil? That is our title of today's spinoff episode. So you'll walk us through the flashpoint and we'll start bouncing ideas and discover
Yes.
how Suyin would have destroyed the world.
Yeah. And first of all, why would I even think of why Suyin would be evil? Because in my first watch of Legend of Korra, Book 3, Suyin always seemed a little suspicious for some reason to me. I mean, actually, honestly, there's a couple different signs. Uh, one of which is she, she let Korra go chase after Zahir. There's a picture of her in the circus, and the guy holding her is bald guy, and people zoomed in on that and thought, "Holy crap, is that Zahir?" As if she knew him in a past life. And so there was just a couple of different. And then she talked about the queen, like, "Oh, forget the queen. Like, what does the queen know?" And then Zahir kills the queen. Like, there was like, and then she had this whole thing of like, she needs to, grow up, move forward, and things like that. Like, it's a new world, and like, I feel like they could have easily gone down the route that I was seeing of like, all right, what if Suyin was evil? So this episode, I think we can point to like a certain flashpoint where she would have turned evil, or I say evil, quote unquote evil, but really just like, what if she was an antagonist
Went down
instead?
the wrong path or was led down the wrong path or just saw the very believable points in this case of
Yeah,
said wrong path.
yeah. So we start with the chair within because I think that's where a lot of my suspicions started to grow about Suyin. So we see here, there's been a break-in in Zaofu. Like, how did this happen? Who was behind it? And so it would still be Ai Wei, but at one point I was like, oh, I'm going to. Well, at one point, Lin is like, fine, question Suyin, question her. And I was like, okay. And then Suyin is like, yeah, question me. Fine. Lin wants me to be questioned, question me. And Ai Wei would completely, you know, sell her story. Like, he'll be like, oh, she's telling the truth. And no one would be able to know otherwise.
Yeah,
Like,
either she would have to like know how to counteract the her own waves, her own I assume
ooh,
that either she would have to have some sort of superhuman ability like that or Ai Wei would have to be involved, but either one would be
you know what?
believable, right?
Mm, I think
Like what if she
actually, I
could
think
cause her own little tiny vibrations with her feet?
I think that would actually be a cool idea that she doesn't know. Like, Ai Wei doesn't know that Su Yin is a part of the Red Lotus.
I think
And so
it could go either way. We might have to like pick one to
I think
truly branch, but
I think it could go either way. I'd rather go with that he doesn't know. That way, it's like that way you keep everybody still pretty honest. And
kind of
like the
everybody
story,
in the dark too. It really is a one woman
yes,
show in that. Yeah,
yes,
all right, let's pursue
yeah.
that path. I dig it. She can produce the little tiny vibration. That's how good she is. The
I
little
think
tiny
so. I mean,
vibrations with her feet.
because like real life lie detectors, it's not 100% foolproof. Like, people can that's why you can't have lie detector in court. That's not evidence.
Right, he's not reading your mind. He's just reacting to I presume, the vibrations he's picking up in the ground.
Yeah,
What's
heartbeats,
John
stuff like
Mulaney
that.
say? Like, he can feel it she can feel the train coming, like a Native American or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, we've seen Azula be able to lie to Toph, which is a really cool scene. 'Cause Toph is like, you know, where's where's the fire of the Lord, and we'll be able to and tell the truth, so we'll know if you're lying. And then Azula, like so confident, is like, really, I'm a really good liar. Are you sure? I'm a 12-foot tall purple platypus bear with with feathers and wings. And Toph is like, okay, I admit you're pretty good.
I
Like
never
so,
realized the full impact of that scene until just now.
yeah.
That's incredible.
So I think,
And
yeah, without a
Azula's
doubt,
not even an
Stu.
earthbender, so surely a smart earthbender like Suyin.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm biting. Well,
So
that's where we're going. Iway is not evil. He's trying his
I mean,
best.
oh, I think Iway is, yeah, I think
Oh,
Iway is still,
oh, he still
un,
could be, but he's unknowing.
yeah,
Ooh.
I think Suyin is so deep. Like the only person that knows about Suyin is Zahir.
Well, and this is perfect because now Iway is the fall guy. That's even
Exactly, Shawn.
better. Oh, I like
Yes.
it. Okay, that's what we're doing. That's the one. We just
Yeah.
improved the story. That's not true, but
Well, I
yeah.
don't know. I mean, I think okay. Let me say this. I love Suyin as a character. She's one of my favorite characters in all of the show. I think she has like life goals. She has her stuff together. She went on a little arc herself. She's a great mother. Has a very good life balance. I like where they ended her at, but I could have easily seen this going down this path. Anyway, okay. So that's kind of like one flashpoint, if you will.
Hashtag
Now,
fanfic.
so the story will kind of keep going, right? Iwa gets away. Korra wants to chase after her. Linda's like, no, you can't go. And I'm sorry, Suyena's like, no, you can't go. And then Linda supports her and being like, listen to Lynn, you can't go. And then later she's like, here, take my Jeep.
Which that
Yeah,
scene just gets a lot more exciting. That whole like, oh, you know, you secretly can chase Iway. Wink, wink, wink.
yeah, yeah. Chase Highway. Like she is setting Korra up to be captured.
Oh, this is glorious.
All right. So so everything kind of goes down the same pathway that it was before. Um, all the way up, really, until we get to uh, the episode where where uh, where the where Korra gives herself up to to Zahir and Combustion Lady, and they're all fighting. Lin and Suyin are fighting the Combustion Bender, while Korra and her dad are fighting Zahir. And you might be thinking to yourself, okay, well, if Lin is evil, why would she be at this point? Why hasn't she shown her cards yet? Why hasn't she? Why is she even fighting Pali at this point? Because Suyin, knowing Zahir, hearing him speak about Guru Lahima, all this jazz and everything, she knows that it would be better for Zahir. She's going to help him detach himself from his worldly tethers. So that is why Suyin kills Pali. That's one of the reasons why Suyin kills Pali.
I just I can have this conversation in my head of like, that's what Suyin would say outwardly, but in her head she'd also be like, and I hate that bitch.
Yeah.
But no, I
Um,
like what you said better.
so so at this
That
so
makes Suyin real deep into this. Like if she's at
yeah,
that level where she's like, no, you know, he's not gonna unlock his full potential until he's
exactly.
truly
That's
free. So I'm willing to kill. That's extra deep.
yeah. That's some kind of dark stuff. Um, so at the point that I think Suyin would actually out herself, right? Because I don't now that I think about it, maybe this wouldn't be the point that she would out herself. So the original point I'm thinking about is when Lin and Suyin um, has the here cornered. He's whispering the sweet nothings of Guru Lahima. That that could be the point where she would be like, "Boom! I knocked Lin out. Okay, so here, let's go." Like she wouldn't try to kill her sister or anything like that, but I think she would boom knock her out. Now, the one reason why, story wise, it doesn't make sense because it sort of contradicts before, where I was saying that she would purposely kill Pali. I mean, she's not sure that Zahir was able to unlock this ability quite yet. Um,
It would be really fun if instead of like incapacitating Lynn, if she just like pushed Zahir off the cliff and then Zahir figured out like, oh, I can fly now. Shoved him off. And then Cian's like, yeah,
yeah,
I know. And then she grabs Lynn and incapacitates her in a non violent way.
yeah,
While Lynn is like, holy crap, he can fly. Like, oh, perfect surprise. Handcuffs. Well,
yeah.
whatever kind
The
of cuffs Lynn could produce, I guess.
yeah, the only other time besides that, I think will be a good flashpoint is when, because you also got to think is that Suyin, even though in this situation she would be a Red Lotus member, a very covert Red Lotus member, kind of a double agent, secret double agent. She would still love her family, and she would still look after them, and so Opal is still a hostage in these situations, so she has to play it very very delicately to still keep Opal safe, but to still um, further the goals of the Red Lotus.
The kind of goals at their most pure, absolutely.
Yeah, and so I think, hmm, yeah, I mean, I'm not.
If she Zahir flies away, she
Mhm.
incapacitates Lynn somehow, and then I think that is a relatively okay point then for her to take off to go try to very discreetly get Opal and heck maybe most of the Airbenders. She's got some tie or others, and they're not going to be super integral. Um,
Yeah,
but at least Opal, I think she could get away, and then Tenzin becomes even more confused, right? Because he gets down there and Lynn's tied up or something, and
maybe.
Suyun's gone like, "What the heck happened?"
Yeah,
That'd
I
be a
mean,
really
maybe
fun.
Suyin is playing the real long game here. Maybe she doesn't turn at that point. Maybe she turns when Korra is poisoned, and she's like, "Nope, ah man, I can't get this poison out. Oh, Avatar died."
They're like, "It's metal, you can do it," and she's like, "Oh man, I
Okay,
tried. Dang, that's
or
too bad."
okay, we could go this route, which might be easier story wise. We can go this route. Everything in book three stays exactly the same, right? She gets the poison out, but she was supposed to get all the poison out. Korra still has poison in her, right? Like, why couldn't Suyin get all the poison out? Like,
Which,
when
oh,
Korra
that's
even
even better because she didn't, right? Like, there's still those traces,
exactly,
and yeah,
yeah,
oh, that plays into it beautifully. Chris, what if we just did a what if? That what if it actually is the way that it is? Oh,
it don't change anything.
it doesn't. I like actually kind of like that the best from like an overall
I think
story
so. Yeah.
perspective, like a big picture. But I think for sort of showmanship, the sake of intrigue, I still like the idea of it sort of breaking to us as the viewers when Zahir flies
Mm.
away and incapacitating Lin, because then Tenzin could still, in theory, have no idea. Like I don't know where Lin or Suyin are all of a sudden, and that
Yeah,
could be a really neat whodunit. So I think that has like a
yeah,
more engaging, like in the moment feeling.
I think you could put some seeds of doubt in there,
Yeah.
right? And then so you set up you so Korra survives, but I think you still put that seed of doubt in there. But Lin doesn't take out all the poison purposely, right? And
Oh,
it
when
keeps
you
the
say
atmosphere.
could seeds of doubt, Chris, it's too late. They're already in there. You
That's true.
planted
Yeah.
them. I'm over it now. Suyin's evil.
So here, yeah. Uh, so we get into season four. Um, actually, now that I'm thinking, more stuff makes even more sense. Um, So we
Well,
get into season
Suyin has
four.
these ideas, like Suyin has these functional ideas of like what a better harmonious society kind of
Exactly.
looks
Yeah.
like. Like she's diplomatic, she's experienced, so she wants to be the person instead of Zahir. That's easy enough to
Yeah.
believe. Like I'm gonna buy
Well,
my
so
time till Korra's real old, and then I'm gonna get her in the Avatar state and do it real nice. Like
so we do. I'm not sure she believes she's a good leader, but I don't think she believes in the concept of queens and kings and monarchs.
no, but
Because
just
in
being at the forefront of this like
yeah,
innovative, like hey, instead of total, maybe we don't have to burn the whole world down.
mm, yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
can build on what we have, or just slightly different philosophical, but sort of the
Yes,
same means as Zahir.
yeah. Yeah, so we get into book four. You know, after the Earth Kingdom is in shambles, they say that Tenzin and Republic City President Raiko went to Suyin and they actually asked her, like, this isn't me making this up. They actually went and asked her, like, you're a Beifong, like people will respect your name. You should just take over the Earth Kingdom. And even she was like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to I don't want to be a king or queen. I don't want to be a monarch. And that feeds into her thought
That
process
still
of like,
tracks, absolutely.
yeah, absolutely still tracks.
And
Uh,
she could have been, you know, happily trucking along, and then Kuvira kind of wrecking things by wanting to go
exactly.
that route.
That's why
Uh,
Suyin went to go kill Kuvir.
oh, Chris, we didn't just do a what if, Chris. We cracked a true theory here. This isn't a flashpoint anymore. It's a real deal. We just invented a new style of bending, which is truth bending.
Bending the truth. I
Bending
think
the
that's been
truth.
happening for a while now.
I actually kind of like that's kind of catchy.
Yeah.
We played up a brilliant villain who is the most empathetic villain you
Mm.
could basically have. I love it. We've done it. We've cracked the what if code. Uh,
In fact, I don't know when Suyin actually reveals herself. Maybe she doesn't reveal herself until the
Chris, that's
comics.
I was gonna say that's the movie that Avatar Studios will release. Will
Yeah.
be
She's
rise.
secretly a Red Lotus member. The
It'll
thing
be
is, in my
it'll be
so
like
in
the
my
Half Blood Prince, where the whole book you're trying to figure out who the Half Blood Prince is, even though you kind of know it's Snape from the beginning. But
this actually is a pretty interesting what if that we kept
I
mostly everything
think
intact,
I
but
think
there's
it's
so
our
much
most
room.
interesting what if yet from like a functional perspective. I think it kind of I
I
think we
think it
could dig it.
all I think it all tracks. The Earth Kingdom is now it's fairly a democracy, but it's more chaotic than it was before, and it's more every person for themselves, and it's more
It's still like closer to that
individualized.
blank. It's closer to that blank slate that she would want to start with. It's just that
Yes.
Kuvira like jumping the shark and going the wrong direction, kind of ruining everything. But like it's still closer to that blank slate that she would want to build up
Yeah.
from than it was, you know, with the king or queen and the
And remember,
antiquated.
there's still Red Lotus members out there.
Yeah,
What if
and
there
we
was this
don't even
really
know how many.
cool like what if as story wise there's a secret leader of the Red Lotus and no one knows who it is, but like the Red Lotus is reemerging, like this is in a future comic book or something, and they're sprouting plans, and like the whole thing is like we gotta find this
What if
secret leader. We need a good name for a
no no
Red Lotus leader that's secret.
uh
The secret
Rozukin probably. No, we already used that one. Just kidding.
the,
Chris, what if the
the
Red
secret
Lotus
the secret tile piece. No, the secret flower. Ooh, I like that. The secret petal. It's the secret petal.
when you start to get to that,
It
it I don't know, that start to sound like a birds and bees, some kind of weird
the
allegory there for me.
I need it, but I say petal because the first time we see Su Yin, she's doing a a dance routine in the flower petal, and so for fans would be like, oh, they've been planting this seed forever.
That's actually kind of brilliant. But Chris, what if what if most Red Lotus members don't even know who else is in the Red Lotus?
That's true.
They only know that like Su Yin is in the Red Lotus. Like, hey, Su Yin, everybody seems to respect you and your family, and she's like, well, secretly that's because I'm the only person that they know to contact for Red Lotus updates. put out a newsletter, you know.
Yeah.
And then when the timing is right, after Kuvira is quashed and the Earth Kingdom is kind of now in shambles and Republic City is kind of in pieces, it is Suyin's time to rise. Or not Suyin specifically, but the Red Lotus in general.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I mean, and also that she could always try to bust out Zahir, or use that as a distraction, right? A bust out attempt, but then Korra foils it. But then there's like some
What if
other
the final fight is like a one-on-one of Korra and Zahir and Suyin, but it's a free for all. It's not a.
The thing is, Kuvira is at this point in comic books
one-on-one
is
before.
more redeemed, and so that might be a little bit interesting.
Interesting.
But
we've cracked.
And she's wait. And Suyin is I'm sorry, Kuvira is actually staying with Suyin at the end of the most recent comic books. And so like if someone's like, oh, the leader is coming out of Zaofu, we don't know who it is, but it's coming out of Zaofu, everyone's gonna be pointing their fingers at Kuvira. And Suyin has another fall person, but then Kuvira like finally gained somebody's trust, like Korra's trust or something, to be like,
Korra seems like she'd be in that kind of redemption arc of like, yeah, I'm going to go from you almost killed me to, yeah, I could see that.
Oh yeah, she's already on that redemption arc.
Yeah, I'm game for that. Chris, you know what will make this whole theory legitimate is if a famous YouTuber of some type were to like put together a legit video on this and bring it to reality. Maybe a person who suggests cast members and studios have the respect to follow his casting wishes.
Yeah.
He's got enough pull. We can make this story a reality. No, I think this is easily...
For those wondering, he's talking about me.
I think this is easily the most interesting big picture one that we've done just because it feels like there would at least be that sliver of possibility. Like we've left enough nebulous openings in there that it could be real. So, hey, Chris, brilliant idea. Final thoughts before we wrap up?
No, this is a really interesting. Every time before we start these what ifs, like I have a vague idea where it's going to go, and we did not go down that path this time around, which is cool. That's why I always love it. It's pretty interesting.
Chris, we found a better path. Hashtag Zahir. Great idea. Hey, thanks everybody. I hope you don't mind the occasional one-offs during the holidays as we just kind of try to, I don't like the word filler, but working in advance to try to fill those gaps when we know we'll be unavailable. So thank you all for your patience. Chris, thanks for jumping on me late notice. Really appreciate it. All the good stuff will be down in the description. I'm Shawn Taylor. That's Chris Ford, aka The Objective Geek. This is Avatar The Last Podcasters, and we will see you next week.
I was almost asleep. I had my pants off, just in my drawers and my undershirt, and then you called and then you texted me. I forgot we were recording tonight.
Chris, put your pants on. That's all you can.
I did put my pants
on now. Nobody would ever notice, Chris, if we had. Although sometimes you stand up before we're quite done, so maybe somebody would notice if you were wearing pants. But see you next week, everybody. Now Chris is gonna drum on his pantsless legs so you can hear that.
No, that's you can hear the cloth in there.
You can. I'm wearing shorts for the record. I am wearing pants.
Yeah, no.
Nope, that's all thigh right there.